review any nuclear deal with Iran. This passed by a vote of 98-1. The only vote against it came from Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton. I'm Evan Haining.
Advance Auto Parts knows what makes a car guy a car guy. It's the commitment to maintain an engine through the 300,000-mile mark. It's burning the midnight oil to finish a job most guys would rather hand off. It's loyalty, and it's why there's speed perks from Advance Auto Parts. Spend $100 and get $20 off your next qualified purchase. No cards, no points, no nonsense. Advance Auto Parts, for guys who love getting under the hood.
See store to sign up or visit speedperks.com for details. Guys, when you buy your clothes at DXL, you look good. But you feel like a rock star. So if you want to look and feel like a... You'll find all the brands you love, waist size 38 and up, all in one awesome store. DXL, you're looking good. Right now, select dress shirts are just $49.50 each when you buy 2 or more.
It's the show that's saving the world, one naughty joke at a time. Langdon Nation, every Friday night at 7 p.m., right here on Kcaa 1050 AM.
Good afternoon, 12:02. I'm Di Rice with the only live local news in the Inland Empire on Kcaa 1050 AM. A 44-year-old man who is accused of stabbing his stepson to death pleaded not guilty to murder in Superior Court yesterday. David Terry Bryant is accused of killing 23-year-old Kyle Yarnell at their Woody Lane home in Yucaipa last Friday. The two got into an altercation and Bryant stabbed Yarnell with a knife. Yarnell was transported to a local hospital where he died. A memorial motocross ride is set for Saturday, May 16th, honoring Yarnell, who is the son of Lori Bryant, who has been managing Glen Helen Raceway in Devore for the past 20 years. And detectives are looking for help in finding a man who is responsible for 3 holdups in 4 weeks at the same Victorville gas station. The holdups happened March 31st, April 10th, and the 21st at Shell gas station on Highway 395 and Bear Valley Road. Sheriff officials say that the suspect carries a gun and escapes through the open desert toward Eagle Ranch housing development. The suspect is a white man in his mid-20s. He's about 6 feet tall and 185 pounds. He was last seen wearing a gray hooded sweatshirt, white t-shirt, blue jeans, black shoes, and a red-trimmed black ski mask. And he carries a black backpack. Anyone with additional information is asked to call Detective Solorio, 760-241-2756. And a former Yucaipa High School Spanish teacher, Sheila Heacock, faces sentencing July 1st in a sex abuse case involving a student. Heacock, 45, was arrested last year after the student said he was abused for 2 months. Heacock pleaded guilty in Superior Court Wednesday to a single count of unlawful sex with a minor. 5 other counts will be dismissed. Ms. Heacock was an 18-year employee of the Yucaipa Calamasa Unified School District. Inland Empire weather, a little bit wet out there. At least that is what they're saying is supposed to happen. Chance of showers, mostly cloudy through tomorrow. Highs today 61. Overnight, we're going to drop down to about 55. More possibility of rain tomorrow with highs a little lower, a little cooler than that. Looking at your drive, you've got an accident in the right lane of the 60 westbound just before Ramona Avenue, and traffic is stop and go from Archibald Avenue, and that is an injury crash. So expect to be delayed possibly about 10 minutes or so. In Corona, you've got slow traffic on the 91 westbound between McKinley and Main Street. The eastbound side is slow from Lincoln to the 15. The north 15 is slow from Magnolia to the 91, and in Fontana, beware, there is an object on the roadway at the westbound 10, on the westbound 10 just before Sierra Avenue, and that is a ladder, so be careful out there. Watch your pace. Again, Fontana, westbound 10 just before Sierra. Expect some heavy slowing in that area. That's the latest with news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind, Kcaa 1050 AM.
If you like jazz, you'll enjoy getting together with me. I'm Tommy Hawkins, a jazz hawk. Tune into my show, Just Jazz, Saturday nights from 10 to midnight on Kcaa 1050 AM.
Sacrifice, determination.
You can be intentional about your character, your work ethic.
You've got to be on the same page.
Today we're calling to let you know we are debt-free, house and everything.
You have done really, really, really good. And you're not going to quit now.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious.
Intentionality, people. Celebrate the success.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choices. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. You jump in, we'll talk about your life and your money. It's a free call at 888-825-5225. That's 888-825-5225. You jump in and we'll talk. David is in Memphis. Hi, David. How are you?
The same as you, better than I deserve.
Awesome. How can I help today, sir?
My wife and I are trying to care for my aging mother that has had several windfalls of money, but she cannot spend it or give it away fast enough. Mm-hmm. And it's putting us in a bind right now.
Okay. How old is she?
70.
And how's her health?
It's good.
Is she other than making bad money decisions? Is she mentally okay?
No, we do not think so.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, we know not.
Okay, so you think she's got beginning dementia or something like that?
Well, she's got something that's not quite that. Something she's had most of her life, but we just recognized it within the last 5 to 10 years.
Okay. Is she's willing to accept money from you, right?
From anybody that she could borrow it from.
Okay. And how much money has she gone through with these windfalls?
She got $400,000 to $450,000 and parlayed it to somewhere between $650,000 to $800,000 about 7 or 8 years ago, and it took her, with no bills, no debt, it took her about 5 years to get rid of.
Okay. What did she do with it?
Gave it away.
Mm-hmm.
Just
to who?
spent it and gave it away.
Who's she giving it away to? Ministries or kids or grandkids or?
All the family members and relatives that she could find that she could buy stuff for. She'd meet somebody at a part-time job she had and say, "Oh, you're getting married? I know we just met, but let me pay for or help pay for your wedding."
Yeah.
Things of that nature.
I see.
And we saw it happening the whole time, but absolutely nothing we could do to stop it.
Yeah. And now she wants money from you.
No, she hasn't asked us in a while.
So how is it breaking you?
We put her up in a rental home that we had and kick the people out who are living there. Mm-hmm. So she is paying some rent right now at a very reduced rate.
Mm-hmm. And you have to have the full rent or you're in a stress?
No, but we think it's coming any time now because we think she's borrowed from the very last person that she could possibly get a dime from.
So does she have any money at all? None?
No.
Does she have an income?
She has somewhere between $22,000 to maybe $26,000 a month in Social Security and my father's old pension.
Okay, there's two positions you can take here. All right. One is that you sit down with her and you say, "Mom, we're not in a financial position to help you other than letting you live here." And you just hold your nose and let her live there. Okay? And
which we have done.
And then you can just, that you're not going to get paid, that, and you're just going to hold your nose and let her just struggle along on her own. but I'm not able to give you any more money, but I can give you a place to live, and that's it. And you can have that discussion, or you can get much more involved. Let me tell you, here's the rule. The rule is the more helpful you want to be to anyone in any situation, the more trouble it is if you're going to do it right.
Dave, we have experienced that for the last 8 years. It's unbelievable.
Well, what I'm saying now is the way I would say it is this. If you want to be more helpful than the first option I gave you, you would have to sit down with her and say, Mom, you've slipped a gear mentally, and you're going to give me full power of attorney, and you're going to turn over your check to me, and I am going to take care of you with that check, and you're not going to be allowed to spend any money without talking to me.
We have financial and medical power of attorney.
Then take her check.
If we do, that involves her in all facets of our life, and I think it would be very, very difficult. That is something we've.
Okay, then you got to take the other position. You either have to take the position of all in, or I'm just going to stand back and watch this train wreck. Because there's no middle ground. You've tried to play middle ground for 8 years and it hadn't worked.
True.
Yeah, you have to completely freaking take over with her blessing and convince her that that's for her own good, and you're only doing it for her own good, not for your benefit. Or you got to stand back and go, I'm going to give you a house. That's it. Good luck. You're on your own. If you're hungry, come by. You can eat with us at dinner. But short of that, if the lights get cut off, you're just going to be cold.
Yeah, we think that's happening.
Yeah.
So getting ready to happen.
Yeah. So you got to decide which way you want to go. Are you going to back off and allow this to happen, which is okay? I mean, some people, you're talking about this is a high-maintenance woman. That's what you're telling me. She is an emotional drain to deal with. That's what you're saying between the lines of this conversation. And so you got to decide if you're willing to invest that heavily emotionally into this to take her life over and put up with her crap while you take care of her. And that's really the only thing that mathematically is going to work. The other part's not really going to work, but it's not worth the emotional investment because she's such a pain to take over. And so you just have to stand back and watch the train wreck. But this playing in the middle ground is where everybody gets so frustrated because you keep thinking she's going to get better. She's not going to get better. She's 70 years old. She slipped a gear. She's not going to get better. She's not suddenly going to take an FPU class and call me and say, I am now fiscally responsible. She's about as likely to get better at this as Congress is. It's not going to happen. And so you're going to have to stand back and just go, this is what it is, or I'm going to freaking take over and I'm going to impugn my will on this. And I'm going to put up with her screaming and her moaning and her whining and and her name calling and whatever else is involved with a high maintenance woman of this type. But you're doing it for her good, and she just doesn't understand. Like a 4-year-old throwing a fit when you won't let them play in the street because they're going to get hit by a car. And you got to decide how much control you want to exert over the situation. But in order for this to clean up, it's going to be complete control has to be exerted. That's the only way this cleans up. It's not going to work. She may or may not thank you ever this side of heaven. This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
Check us out on Instagram where you can watch videos, see pictures, and listen to audio of all your favorite KCAA shows. That's right, KCAA 1050 AM is now on Instagram. Go get your account.
This is KCAA. If you can't seem to stay ahead of your bills, then this message is for you. How would you like to have a large portion of your credit card debt, medical bills, and department store debt forgiven? National Credit Card Relief would like to give you free information on a proven debt forgiveness program. This program has been used by thousands to legally forgive millions in unsecured debt. It's not bankruptcy. It's not consolidation. This special program actually wipes clean the portion of your debt that is forgiven from what you owe your creditors. Call for free information and get all your questions answered in the first free call. The more you owe, the more you can save. If you have at least $10,000 or more in credit card bills, this debt forgiveness program can be very effective. Call for free information and find out more now. 800-546-2909. There is no cost or obligation for the information. Don't wait. Call 800-546-2909. That's 800-546-2909. Get your debt problem solved. Call 800-546-2909 today.
Are your student loans making life miserable? Optimum Student Solutions can now help consolidate your federal student loans. That's right, we can help lower your monthly payment on your federal student loans. In some cases, you can lower your monthly payments in half. It doesn't matter how much you owe, even if you are in default on your federal student loans. Just call us right now and find out if you qualify for these substantial savings. We'll help you remove your default status, lower your monthly payments, and stop wage garnishments. Let our experts eliminate the confusion and find the best payment solution for you. All you have to do is make the call. If you are a teacher, nurse, police officer, firefighter, or work for a nonprofit, new federal programs are available that may have a portion of your student loan forgiven. Stop worrying and start saving. Call now, 800-375-1159. That's 800-375-1159. Get free information. Call now, 800-375-1159. That's 800-375-1159.
Bob Vila here with my home improvement tip of the day. Has a pint-sized major league prospect in your neighborhood recently hit a home run through your bedroom window? Here are some tips for fixing it. Once you have your gloves and goggles on, remove the broken shards by pulling them toward you. That way, if a shard breaks, the splinters will go the other way. Scrape and sand the frame of the sash where the new pane will fit. Then run a bead of latex caulk around the frame. That'll provide a good cushion for the glass and also help make the window weather tight. To help you position the glass, just grasp a short length of duct tape in the middle, forming a tab. Then stick the tape onto the glass. That'll function as a temporary handle. Once you have the new pane in place, open your glazing compound. Remove a lump with your putty knife. Then roll it on a flat surface until it looks like a length of rope. Set it next to the edge of the glass and use the putty knife to smooth it out. Once you add a few more lengths of glazing compound around the window, you'll be done. Get more info at bobvila.com and right here at home with me, Bob Vila.
Hi, this is Bob with Real Estate Talk with Bob and Randy. Tune in every Thursday afternoon from 3 until 4 at Kcaa Radio 1050, and we will be there to answer your real estate questions, the latest real estate news, and to talk to the leaders of the real estate industry. Our Real Estate Talk, you can find out how to stop your foreclosure, first-time homebuyer information, loan modifications, different kinds of loans you can buy with, short sale strategies, and real estate investing and more. So don't forget, tune in every Thursday afternoon at 3 for Real Estate Talk with Bob and Randy. You'll be glad you did.
Complicated spreadsheets and arguing with your spouse about money? Well, so does the rest of people in America. So our team decided to do something about it. We created Every Dollar. Everydollar.com. You go there. It's a free online budgeting tool, and it's the best, and it's free. It's awesome. Who gives away something like this? We do, because we're passionate about you winning with your money. Now, other budget tools on the market today take you out of the equation. They take over, try to think for you in the name of automation, and it doesn't work. We have learned, because we know more about budgeting than anybody in America, we have learned that you have to be involved in making your decisions or you're not really budgeting. What happens is, with a lot of budget software and a lot of budget tools, is people buy them or they use them for free and they never use them. The engagement level. Are you every month going back to so-and-so and using it? No. We know that. So we built this in such a way that it virtually makes you stay engaged. People are loving it. We've already got 300,000 people in Every Dollar, and it's only 4 weeks old. How fun is that? So it's the easiest way to give Every Dollar a name. Now, a couple of side notes. If you want to hook to your bank and have the transactions download automatically into this, you have to pay a fee because we have to pay a fee. They charge us. Now, not everybody gets charged for this, but we're getting charged for it. And so someday, if we can figure out a way, we're going to make that part free, but we haven't been able to figure that out. So that's called Every Dollar Plus, but you don't have to do that. It's free. And, by the way, you can go get an iPhone app. Once you set it up on your computer, you can use your iPhone app that's free to manipulate the transactions. How cool is that? Dave, when are you going to have an Android app? Soon, but it'll be a little while. We're working on building it right now. And here's the thing. Your computer doesn't care what kind of phone you have. So get on your computer and open Every Dollar right now and get started with this. And you don't have to have your phone to manipulate it. That's crazy. It's just one of the ways to do it. And we started with the iPhone, but we'll open up the other versions as we can get this thing moving. It's only 4 weeks old. Give us a little time. And by the way, did I mention it's free? Really? Free. That's pretty cool. Amy is with us in Wichita, Kansas. Hi, Amy. How are you?
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, congrats on Amelia, by the way.
Well, thank you.
She's beautiful.
Yes, she is. Of course, my granddaughter is perfect.
Of course, everyone's child is perfect, right?
That's it.
So my question actually pertains to my kiddos. I've got 3 small kids under 10, and my husband and I are currently on steps 4, 5, and 6, so we're putting the 15% in to retirement. And then we've saved quite a bit already for college. All 3 of my kids are, like I said, under 10. And we've got $42,000 in 529s for the 3 of them. So the oldest one has the most, and then the youngest one's got about $9,000.
Okay.
So I guess my question is, when we have extra money, should we be putting that toward the college or putting it toward our mortgage? The reason why I ask is our mortgage rate is 2.875 on a 15-year note. We have $173,000 left.
I don't care what the rate is. What I would care about is I want to make sure kids' college is knocked out. You're well on your way. And did you get the 529 with one of our ELPs or what?
Actually, I do Utah's. They have really good. And this is where I give credit to your ELP, who I work with on my other stuff. He said that when he looked at it, he said, I can't do much better because they do Vanguard funds. And he said, what you've got it in is great. So I appreciated him.
Are you got other stuff with the ELP?
Yeah.
Okay, holler at him just on the phone or her and give them your numbers. I've got a 10-year-old that has X. I've got a 7-year-old that has Y. And I got a 4-year-old that has Z. Okay? How much do I need to add to that to have enough for school at a state school? And go ahead and you can go ahead and calculate out what you're going to need for a state school. You can take current rates of rounded up to say $10,000, $40,000 for tuition right now, and you can add 7% a year to it because that's about what tuition inflation runs. And so, for a baby right now, it'd probably be $130,000 that you'd need for a kid, for a baby, okay? And so then they can tell you what you need to be adding to what you already have to hit your target. So determine your exact target, how much you want to land, how much money do you want for each one, and why. It needs to be based on something, okay? We're willing to pay for in-state tuition and room and books, and which if you did that today, by the way, that'd be $60,000 a kid.
Okay.
That's not going to be too far more than that for the 10-year-old. He only got 8 years left, right? And so, we could say I need a target of, I'll make up a number, 80,000, 90,000 for that 10-year-old, right? But the little one's going to need more. And so you set a target out, if that's your target. That was ours. We wanted to pay for in-state tuition, school, books and dorm food. Nothing fancy, but we're going to pay nothing fancy. You're going to have a college experience. You're not renting an apartment with a racquetball court and a jacuzzi. You're going to college. okay? And you lay all of that out, and then once you've got your target for the 10-year-old, then you say, this is how much I've got for the 10-year-old. What do I need to add to that? And I would go ahead and get that going. In other words, I kind of want college checked off.
Okay, so you do want to check, because I've heard you answer it both ways, depending on the person's scenario. Given our scenario, you'd suggest getting it checked off
before you move on heavily to the other. But now you may want to do a thing where, hey, they're going to work for part of it, and you're not going to furnish the whole thing. I don't care what your target is, but you need to say, this is our goal for college, and this is where we are for college, and so what do we got to do to get from where we are to where we're going? And go ahead and knock that out, because what may happen is you might get a bonus in and throw an extra $5 or $10,000 at each one of these things, and you're done. You don't have to do a monthly edition.
Gotcha.
That you could do that too. That's what we did. It was a book deal. I did a book deal, and I chunked each one of them aside a lump sum, and it was based on their age, that lump sum would grow to enough for them to go to school, and then I was done, and I could move on to something else.
Great, thank you.
Hey, thanks for the call. Appreciate you joining us. Michael's in Chattanooga. Hey, Michael, how are you?
Pretty well. I've had the opportunity to speak with you before, Dave. How are you today?
Better than I deserve. How can I help?
Doing pretty good. One of the things I wanted to ask you about just briefly, and a brief answer is fine. We talked so much about personal budgeting. I just kind of wanted to know what your particular viewpoint is on community budgeting and bad community budgeting. I am part-time with a government organization as far as emergency services go that I don't want to actually put over the radio. But the pay is very, very little, and I would love to go full-time, but they just don't. The money's not there, and it's something that I think the community needs. And, those professionals are paid very, very little for part-time positions. And I just kind of wanted to hear what your personal opinion is on how communities should budget better, for emergency services, schools, things like that, and how your viewpoint is affected in regards to being Christian as well.
I don't think that the Bible dictates that a community provides emergency services. I don't think it's a Christian issue as far as that goes.
I agree with that.
I do think if your next door neighbor is hurt and you can go over and help them, that you're supposed to do that. Or if they're hungry and you can go over and feed them, you're supposed to do that. But this idea that the government is supposed to somehow fulfill our Christian duty is it's not in Scripture. That's just something people make up, that they want the government to do something. So I don't go there, but I do know that if a school system in a county is subpar, or the emergency services are subpar, or the road system is subpar, then it tends to stunt the growth even further of the community, and you get into a death cycle in that the income goes down for the community, the tax base goes down, and then following that, the services are going to go down further. Following that, the tax base is going to go down further, and so on. So you have to keep it somewhat competitive in that regard without having this idea that government provides us everything we want. So there's a balance there. That's my viewpoint philosophically.
Don't miss the fun on Getaway Fridays starting at 2 p.m. with the Poor Man. Next, it's Let's Go Shopping with Bev, Jason Stapleton, The Happy Hour with Ben and Alexander, and Langdon Nation, KCAA 1050 AM, where Fridays are great days.
But yet the treatment was just very respectful and very professional.
Call Churchill Mortgage today or visit us online to discover why we're the only mortgage company Dave Ramsey has ever endorsed.
This is KCAA.
California Headline News, more strong economic news for the state with word that the tourism industry is booming.
Last year we had records pretty much across the board in terms of visitation to California, and we also had all-time records in terms of travel-related spending that reached $117.5 billion in the state.
Brian Becker with Visit California says spending in the state supported over 1 million jobs, and tourism generated over $9 billion in revenue. At least 12.5 million trees in California have died because of the drought, and according to Jeffrey Moore with the U.S. Forest Service, who recently surveyed the forest by air.
We knew that the drought was
really severe, and just being going into the fourth year of it, we knew that there was going to be a lot of mortality.
Most of the dead trees are pines. Nightmare of a commute for BART riders Wednesday in the Bay Area. A cracked rail and a power outage coupled with a man on the tracks had things backed up for hours. Geico weather mostly cloudy across the state. Good chance of rain in some areas. Jeff Scott, California News.
When the economy crashed in 2008, the Fed lowered interest rates. They've been low ever since. But now the economy's improving, and most experts believe the Fed will start raising interest rates very soon. That means you should refinance your mortgage now to pull cash out of your home at today's low rates, because once the Fed starts raising rates, they probably won't stop. So beat the Fed to the punch and refi your mortgage before it's too late by making the cash call at 877-890-CASH. Today, Cash Call Mortgage is offering a 15-year fix at 2.99% rate and APR with no closing costs. You have the chance to pull tens of thousands out of your home, lock in a low rate, and pay absolutely nothing out of pocket. But you have to act now. Cash Call Mortgage is designed to save. Call 877-890-CASH today.
Impact Mortgage Corp. DBA Cash Call Mortgage. Equal housing lender. Call 866-900-8744 for terms and restrictions. Rates may change without notice. California Department of Business Oversight. Residential Mortgage Lender Law License 4131083. NMLS 128231.
That's 877-890-CASH.
It gets real, it's live, it's really live, local and in motion. Every day on KCAA, the Inland Empire's only live local motion talk. KCAA 1050 AM and KCAAradio.com. Are you particular about the vitamins and supplements you take? Have you found that the big chain stores simply don't have what you need? Then you should know about the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. You'll find rock-bottom prices on gourmet, top-quality vitamins and mineral supplements at the Vitamin Center. Get 30% off on all supplements and homeopathic products. All, not just selected merchandise. In addition, you'll find 30% off on all cosmetics, soaps, shampoos, toothpaste, makeup, hair coloring, and lip gloss. And all tea products are discounted 20%. Why go anywhere else? See for yourself at the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills, 5007 Canaan Road in Agora Hills. Or check out the savings and place your order online, VitaminCenterAgoraHills.com. Start saving by getting what you need from the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. And tell a friend that the Vitamin Center ships nationwide. Call 818-707-0005. That's 818-707-0005. The Vitamin Center of Agora Hills.
If you can't seem to stay ahead of your bills, then this message is for you. How would you like to have a large portion of your credit card debt, medical bills, and department store debt forgiven? National Credit Card Relief would like to give you free information on a proven debt forgiveness program. This program has been used by thousands to legally forgive millions in unsecured debt. It's not bankruptcy. It's not consolidation. This special program actually wipes clean the portion of your debt that is forgiven from what you owe your creditors. Call for free information and get all your questions answered in the first free call. The more you owe, the more you can save. If you have at least $10,000 or more in credit card bills, this debt forgiveness program can be very effective. Call for free information and find out more now. 800-546-2909. There is no cost or obligation for the information. Don't wait. Call 800-546-2909. That's 800-546-2909. Get your debt problem solved. Call 800-546-2909 today.
Come visit the all-new Tiger Trail at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. Get an early start and have a bountiful buffet breakfast at Tiger Trail's Sambutan Longhouse while watching these majestic creatures. A tiger keeper will be on hand to share stories about these fascinating felines and will invite one of the tigers to join the session. Then explore the Tiger Trail's 5.2 acres, watch the tigers climb rocks, swim in ponds, and nap in tall grasses. See these beautiful animals up close, all at the new Tiger Trail at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park. Go to San Diego Zoo SafariPark.org.
Part party, part therapy, all good. That's Langdon Nation After Dark, your new home for great talk and big laughs, every Friday at midnight. Launch yourself into the weekend with comic and psychiatric professional Langdon Basarge and some of the best comics around. Fridays at midnight, Langdon Nation After Dark. Seriously funny.
Thank you for joining us, America. This is the Dave Ramsey Show. Rose is with us in Illinois. Hi, Rose. How are you?
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I just finished baby step 2, and we're starting baby step 3. And I wanted to refinance my house, because we have such a high rate, and I wanted to get it down to help us get more money.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 years ago, we filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went to go try to get a new loan, they told us that our mortgage was never reaffirmed, which I didn't know anything about this. So I can't seem to get a lender that's willing to redo a loan for us. And they told us that all the payments that I've been making to my current mortgage company are technically not counting. Because we were never reaffirmed.
Well, that part's not true. They are counting to pay off the loan when you pay on a loan, regardless of if you're reaffirmed or not. What happens with reaffirmation is you are recommitting to the loan. In other words, you don't owe any money today at all. You do not owe that mortgage today because you never signed saying you owe it. But it is a lien against that house that you live in. So, they're going to foreclose on that house if you don't pay. And so you're paying on a loan that you don't technically owe, but in order to keep the house, you have to pay the loan. That's what reaffirmation would have done for you. And so what's happening is they're probably not reporting it on your credit bureau report as a loan anymore because they don't have you on the books as a loan.
Okay.
That's what's happened, and it's not that it's not counting in terms of, it's not counting towards your credit, but it is counting towards paying off the house. And it's 4 years later, and you never signed the reaffirmation agreement.
No. And I called the lawyer that had dealt with it, and because the mortgage company, the first mortgage lender I talked to, told us that it has to be done within a couple months after the bankruptcy. If it doesn't, it can't go on the books. So I called my lawyer, and he said, the same thing, that it had to be done a few months after the bankruptcy. Otherwise,
so what is the interest rate on your mortgage?
It's 7.25%.
And how much do you owe on it?
We owe $193.
Okay. What's the house worth?
Maybe $210, $220, right around there.
Okay. And you don't have any other debt?
No.
That's good. I'm 4 years after bankruptcy, if you are debt-free, and there's nothing showing on your credit bureau report except 4 years ago of bankruptcy, you're probably bankable for a mortgage on that basis without trying to use the mortgage as a credit reference. In other words, if you just went in debt-free, let's say the house was paid off, okay?
Okay.
Because from a standpoint of you being liable, the house is paid off. You're not liable on this mortgage. You follow me? So it's as if you're debt-free in the sense of the way the credit is reported. So you should have, if you have no active open credit, your credit probably should have just about gone away. I want you to call Churchill Mortgage if you haven't.
Oh, no, I have not called them. I've called 3 other, just in my general area, and couldn't get anybody.
Yeah, they have branches all over America and people that they work with all over America. So call them and see what you can find out. I'm not positive I know the answer, but it occurs to me logically that you haven't had any debt in 4 years. You follow my reasoning?
Yep.
And that's kind of maybe the approach rather than, hey, I've got a mortgage, and they just don't show it. Well, let's just not even bring that up. I've been debt-free for 4 years since my bankruptcy. I ought to be bankable for a mortgage. And at that point, then they're going to realize there's a mortgage on the house, but maybe we can get your credit approved. Now, you haven't got a lot of equity here, so that may come into play in what you can get approved, too.
Right.
That could be putting a strain on it. In other words, if you had a big bunch of equity, it might be easier. What's your household income?
Well, our base is 75, but we're basically bringing 120 home.
Excellent. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Worst case scenario is it's kind of good news. You don't owe any money. And the bad news is you got a 7.5% in a 3% world, but 7.5%, since I was 18 years old is not bad.
Because I remember I remember 18 and 20, you know. So it's not the end of the world to have a 7.5, and I'm going to take my 120 and just pay this thing off as fast as I can. Is another way of looking at it.
That was going to be my other question to you: is should I just not bother refinancing and just double down the payments or whatever, and then just
and here's the thing: you get it knocked down to say 100, and the house is worth 200. Then you can stroll in and get what's called a non-conforming loan, meaning it doesn't have to meet all the underwriting guidelines. And that's just strolling into your credit union and going, hey, I got a $250,000 house over here I want to borrow $100 on. And I had a bankruptcy 6 years ago at that point. Maybe it's 2 years from now, right? And you can probably get that loan. And if you wanted to drop your rate at that point, you could for the remaining 100. But I think you can pay this silly thing off. And let's see, 120 if you put 40, if you put 50 a year on it, we'll just be aggressive. I mean, that'd be 4.5 years. I mean, 5-6 years, you ought to be done with this thing anyway. So it's not the end of the world if you can't refinance it. And I'm just going to put the thing up there as a target and say, I want to knock this out. Joshua's with us in Cincinnati. Hi, Joshua. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Thank you, sir. How are you doing today?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
I just had a couple of questions. I'm about $11,500 in debt, and I'm 21 right now. And a lot of that has been medical bills. It's a couple of credit cards trying to pay off some medical bills and insurance and all that, trying to just stay afloat. And I ended up going unemployed right before Thanksgiving in 2014. So I've finally got a job at fast food, so I'm not making really any money to not get any debt out or anything like that. I've got a car payment.
How much do you owe on your car?
During my appointment, I owe $2,400.
And you said you're 21 years old?
Correct.
Okay. What kind of car are you driving?
It's a 2003 Ford Taurus.
Okay. So what you have is an income crisis, right, sir?
Correct.
Because if you had an income, then none of this would be a problem. You got a large numbers here. You're just not making any money. Are you living at home?
Correct.
Okay. So you don't have any overhead to amount to anything. You just literally have not made any money.
Correct.
Okay. So what are we going to do with your income crisis?
Well, I was hoping you could help me out with that as far as giving me some advice or opinion in regards to that.
Okay. Well, I probably would start with, have you got a degree?
I do not. I was looking at college.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I qualify for in terms of FAFSA is a stipend loan, which, being a loan, I know you've got to pay it back, and I know how Mr. Dave Ramsey is, and you don't borrow money.
Yeah. So I think I'm looking for one of two or three things. Number one, I want you to just determine what it is you want to be, and let's start working towards that, even if it takes you 4 or 5 years to get there, okay? And let's really start aiming at some direction that we want to go, rather than just, I'll take a job doing anything kind of thing. Now, once you've kind of got a direction, then there's a couple of different things you can do. Thing one you could do would be, wait tables and deliver pizzas at night. And if you deliver pizzas 5 nights a week, 6 nights a week, you can make $1,500 a month. And if you'll do that, you can pay this debt off real quick. Completely debt-free. Okay? And meanwhile, during the daytime, find a company that you want to work for, go in there and impress them, and offer to intern for them for free. I'll work here for 90 days to show you how awesome I am. And then get there early, leave late, and bust your butt, and be smart, and be kind, and be smiling, and brush your teeth, and work hard, and see if you can't make yourself a linchpin, make yourself irreplaceable inside that company. And then they'll hire you. But it needs to be on the track of where you want to go. Where you want to be 5 years from now. That helps you identify the company that you're trying to get to let you work there for free to prove yourself while you're working nights. I literally started my business on a card table in my living room. In those days, I was the one responsible for keeping track of my expenses. And if I wanted my family to eat, I had to make sure the money was coming in. I was a true entrepreneur. Nowadays, I know there's a better way.
It's called FreshBooks, and I'm a big fan of what they do. FreshBooks is an online software and mobile app that allows you to track your time, capture expenses, and create professional invoices. It's easy and it works. Find out what over 5 million entrepreneurs and small business owners just like you have already discovered. You can try it free today at getfreshbooks.com. Just enter the Dave Ramsey Show under How Did You Hear About Us for your free 30-day trial. That's getfreshbooks.com. And remember, enter the Dave Ramsey Show to get started today.
This is KCAA.
What have I learned so far? I've learned that there is no one path right for everyone. I've learned that without my high school diploma, I can only do so much. My options were limited. I found a free personalized learning program with Learn for Life that has a flexible schedule so I could keep my job while earning my high school diploma. I found new career training opportunities that would jumpstart my future. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I can change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma. If you've fallen behind on credits or dropped out of school completely, get back on track with free tutoring, a caring faculty, and one-on-one attention. For more information on how to reach your graduation goal, visit learnforlife.org. That's LEARN, 4, LIFE.org. Or enroll today by calling 877-360-LEARN. That's 877-360-LEARN.
If you're like most, your trust in traditional financial advice has taken a big hit in the last few years. So when it comes to your money, investment, and retirement planning, where do you turn now? Who do you listen to? Join us for Smart Money Talk Radio, Mondays from 3 to 4 p.m. for the refreshing, straightforward money and investment strategies of Jim and Lorraine Conaway. With over 44 years of combined experience, the Conaways are here to educate you on how to be smart with your money. Securities offered through J.P. Turner & Company, LLC. Member SIPC.
Hi, this is Bob with Real Estate Talk with Bob and Randy. Tune in every Thursday afternoon from 3 until 4 at KCAA Radio 1050, and we will be there to answer your real estate questions, the latest real estate news, and to talk to the leaders of the real estate industry. Our Real Estate Talk, you can find out how to stop your foreclosure, first-time homebuyer information, loan modifications, different kinds of loans you can buy with, short sale strategies, and real estate investing and more. So don't forget, tune in every Thursday afternoon at 3 for Real Estate Talk with Bob and Randy. You'll be glad you did.
Like to spend a few days in another world? Then write this down. Golden Bear Cottages, Big Bear Lake. Now, listen, this is not some corporate-owned operation. It's family-owned and operated by some real nice people. Unique? Oh, you bet. Golden Bear Cottages features 28 one-of-a-kind cabins on a 5-acre historic site. Great for families, couples, and groups. And cabins are available with 1 to 7 bedrooms. Golden Bear Cottages is just a stone's throw from Big Bear Lake and super close to 3 great ski areas. Now, I could go on all day about Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear, but to see everything, just go to goldenbear.net. Again, goldenbear.net. Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear. Clean, comfortable, and affordable. Check them out. goldenbear.net.
This is KCAA.
Thanks for joining us, America. It's a free call at 888-825-5225. Chelsea's with us in San Antonio. Hey, Chelsea, how are you?
Great, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
Well, I had a question on the timing of purchasing a home. Me and my husband got married 6 months ago, and 3 months ago we started your program. We're really excited about it. We had gotten, in 3 months, my car and a credit card paid off, and we're really pumped. So thank you for that. What happened 3 weeks ago was his mom had set the family down and said she was completely out of money, the money that their father left them when he passed away. A portion of that money was supposed to go to my husband's school loan that we were under the impression she had taken care of. She actually hadn't. It was deferred for 8 years. And now at the end of the year, she's going to have to move that very large loan into our name. The plan of ours was...
Stop just a second. Is your husband already signed on this loan?
No, it's under her name.
He has not signed on it at all?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Then how about this? No.
I think he feels that it was his school loan.
Yeah, but wait a minute, no. She stole the money that was supposed to be used to pay off this loan.
Okay.
She and her husband paid for their son's college with a parent student loan. Her husband left her enough money to take care of this, and she stole it.
Mm-hmm.
So how's your husband not liable? Morally, he's not.
Yeah. You're right.
No. No.
Okay.
That's what I would do. You know.
But yeah, you're right. I will definitely talk to him about it. I think he feels a little torn.
Yeah, he feels a little torn because his mother is a travel agent for guilt trips.
Yeah.
She wants everybody to take care of her after she's misbehaved.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mind making sure the lady eats. I do mind her just arbitrarily going, you know, that student loan thing that you didn't sign for, I signed for. I decided I'm not going to pay it, and I want you to pay it. Come on.
Yeah.
That's just wrong.
I think the struggle for him is she's not, I think she got herself into trouble and some more debt, and so she's not even coming out on top per month. So.
Yep. So what is your household income?
We bring in about $80,000.
And how much is this loan?
Income. This loan is $150,000. And already, we were already $50,000, just me and him, and we thought we were moving and making progress on that.
So here's my wedding gift to my son and his new bride. $150,000. No.
Okay.
Now, would I offer to help her some with different things as you get cleaned up? Sure. Happy to help her as long as she's moving in the right direction. But are you just going to walk over there and sign up for this loan? Absolutely not. It stays in her name. That's just ludicrous. I just wouldn't do it. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to cause a family rift. I'm trying to give you guys solid boundaries because she's out of line here, Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
She's out of line. And your husband needs to take up for his wife and his future where his mother has misbehaved.
So what if, I need to re-ask him, what if his name is like a cosign on it?
Then it's your loan because she's not going to pay it. She hasn't got the money. You're going to end up paying it.
Okay. I am pretty sure it's hers because we were talking about her moving it at the end of the year. So
Yeah. And but if it has his name on it, then he signed for it. He's liable. She's not going to pay it. They're going to come after him. You got a $150,000 loan. Oh, my God, it's going to take a while. What is his degree in?
Accounting.
Okay. Why $150,000 to get an accounting degree?
Well, it was because it was deferred for 8 years, and so I think
that's true. Up. Okay, so it probably started out at 70. It's probably doubled.
Correct.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I don't mind helping her some here or there, even with the loan, but do not put it in your name and do not assume full moral responsibility for it. That is morally wrong for her to ask you to do that and for your husband to ask you and him to do that about your future when you just now are getting married and getting started. And it's not an obligation your husband took on. It wasn't he sat down and said, oh, Mom and Dad, y'all can't pay it. I'm going to go to school. If you can't pay it, I'll pay it. He never said that. This was a real clear deal. Mom and Dad furnished this. The way they furnished it was with a loan. Dad died. He left the money for Mom to pay this off. Did I get the story wrong?
That's correct.
And Mom misbehaved and didn't take care of business. Ignored it. Stuck her head in the sand. Did not go pay the loan off while it was small with the insurance money like was the plan. And so, this is just like saying, I got drunk and drove my car in a ditch. I want you to buy me a car.
Yeah.
So, no. And I'm going to send you a copy of a book called Boundaries, and I want you and your husband to read it this weekend, cover to cover, both of you. Hold on, I'll have Kelly pick up. I'm going to give you a free copy of that by my friend Henry Cloud. Whew, man. Financial child abuse. Grown financial child abuse. Melissa is with us, or Melissa, in Springfield, Illinois. How do I pronounce that?
Melissa.
Melissa. I got it close the first time. What's up?
Yes, please. Thanks for taking the call this afternoon, Dave.
Sure.
I heard a news bit on the radio this morning that was saying that AT&T has had some sort of security breach because call center employees were sharing customer information.
You okay?
Good stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they were suggesting that AT&T customers freeze their credit, at least for a period of time.
That'll be somewhat helpful, but it doesn't guarantee you in the event of identity theft. Okay?
Okay.
Let me tell you what I would do. I would freeze it, and I would go...
I don't even know how to do that.
Okay. You just go online with each of the credit bureaus. There's 3 of them, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. Mm-hmm. You go jump on, and there's a place on there to freeze them. It's not hard to do. I think it costs you $7 or something like that, okay? And what that does is anyone that comes to your name and tries to check your credit can't. And that tells, so if a bank comes to check your name, let's say Joe Crook got your number from AT&T and he tries to open a credit card in your name and the credit card company opens up your credit card file or your credit bureau file, they can't look at it, which gives them a signal that you did not really apply for that credit card. So it would block Joe Crook in that event. Where it won't block Joe Crook is the 7 out of 10 times that a credit card company issues a credit card without bothering to check credit.
Wonderful.
And if they never check it, they're going to issue a card in your name to Joe Crook big time. So the second thing you need to do other than freeze your credit, freezing your credit doesn't stop identity theft is my point.
Okay.
It only stops it if the idiot bank checks the credit, and they don't always check it. So the second thing you need to do is right now when you hang up, go to Zander Insurance, Z-A-N-D-E-R, insurance.com, and buy their identity theft protection program. It's a one I own on me, on my kids. I furnish it to all my employees because it's the only one that in the event Joe Crook stole your identity and opens up a card in your name, you don't owe any money because you didn't sign for it. But you have to go through all this hassle talking to these idiots in their fraud victim division at Citibank, and Citibank's got no sense, and trying to talk these idiot in a cubicle somewhere into the fact that you didn't really open this card. And instead of you doing that, if you have Zander Insurance's identity theft protection, they assign a caseworker to go handle and clean up the mess for you. That's the big problem in credit identity theft is the mess that it makes. You have to spend all the time cleaning up. It's not money lost, it's time lost.
Yeah.
And this is the only one that gives you some...
Years.
Yeah, this is the only one that gives you someone to take care of it for you. And you know what? Before you do the credit freeze, go ahead and sign up for that and then jump on with them and tell them what you've got and ask them if they have a process to freeze. They may freeze it for you.
Okay, so then do I do that for all 5 of us that have phones through AT&T?
Yep.
Even our kids?
Yep. And, that's good news. That you won't be borrowing money. Love it. That puts this hour of the Dave Ramsey Show in the books.
You're on board KCAA's Inland Talk Express. KCAA, Loma Linda, 1050 a.m., the station that leaves no listener behind.
I'm Chris Maurer, CNBC